Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? It's time for another exciting video from RK Loves Gadgets, and today what I'm going to be taking a look at is these two talking clocks here. They're both RNIB ones, as you might be able to recognise them, and yes, just a quick reminder of my purpose of collecting talking clocks. I do get talking clocks for collectible purposes, so remember, no posting. I don't want to see any inappropriate comments about my purpose for them. So with that said, so I'm sure many of you may have seen these. I'm sure many of you might have watched my Low Vision Day 2018 video within my Out and About series. Will probably have already seen these already. I have, because as you might remember, Low Vision Day is that event where they have different stalls that show off different equipment for people who are blind and partially sighted. And one of those tables had these two talking clocks on them, and I have actually shown you them in the video. But I actually have both of them. So I thought. Both of them that are exactly the same, so I thought I'd do a proper actual video on them. So as you can see, you've got an RNIB talking cube clock and an RNIB talking communi-clock. So they are quite nice actually. So we'll take a look at the cube one first. So this is the cube. It's got a nice speaker on it. I love the design of the speaker grill on the front. It's, all the little slits that go diagonal down the front. So apparently you could get these in two different colours. This is the grey one with yellow buttons, and I think there was another colour. I can't remember what colour it was, but I do remember it had blue buttons. The interesting thing is the YouTube User RML695 owns one of these in the exact same colour. So it's so RML695 has this one one in this very same colour, same grey body, yellow buttons. The funny thing is he's based in America, which is quite interesting, because these are basically primarily sold in the UK. But yeah, I suppose if you go to RML695 and search for a video called Comparisons Cubed, you'll see that video, and you'll see this talking clock on that video. So basically what it is, it's a talking clock. So it's a cube shaped, as you can see from all angles. This is the back. It's got the RNIB logo back there over the sides. And then you've got the bottom there. It should have 4 little rubber feet on it, but one of them's missing. On the top you've got the big round button, which is what you hear to press to hear the time, so I'll press it.
It's 10:26 AM.
Yeah, that is quite loud. It is quite loud actually, but that's the time button. So to get to the controls, you have to open this. I'll take the cover off, and there you go. And there's also the batteries in here as well. It takes 4 AA's, and I love the way the batteries come in this it's like a battery pack. It's like a cartridge sort of thing that the batteries go in. It's quite interesting actually. I've never seen a talking clock besides this that has a battery compartment like this. So that goes in like that, and you'll see that it's connected to like a clip that you sometimes attach 9-volt batteries to. So that's interesting. So, yeah. And then you've got these controls here. You've got a volume control dial, so you can turn it.
It's 10:27 AM.
So that's minimum volume. Turn it all the way up.
It's 10:27 AM.
And that's maximum. So you've got 2 buttons. You've got a square button, which is mode, and then you've got a set button, around a circle button, which is set. So if you just press the set button.
Alarm off. 9:15 AM.
Turn that down a little bit. So you'll hear when you press the set button, you'll get your alarm status there, your alarm time.
Alarm off, 9:15 AM.
The square button basically cycles through your modes. So you've got
Announce off.
so that's announce. So you can, which is basically an hour, an hourly announcement. When you want to turn it on or off, you just press the set button.
Announce on. Announce off.
Like that.
Alarm off.
And then you've got the alarm on and off. Again, if you want to change that, press
Alarm on. Alarm
set.
off.
The circle button.
Alarm hour, 9.
So there's your alarm hours, 9. If you want to change that, you press the circle button for set. I'm going to keep it like that.
Alarm minute, 15.
Yeah.
Alarm AM.
So you just basically use the mode button to cycle through the settings. If you want to make adjustments, you just press the
Alarm PM. Alarm AM.
the circle button. And it's very interesting how you can set the hours and the minutes and the AM and PM separately. It all sets separately, so which is a bit different because usually on a talking clock you can, when you change the hours, it will change from AM to PM whenever we get round to 12.
Announce off.
Oh, I think it was because
Alarm
I went too long.
off. Alarm hour, 9. Alarm minute, 15. Alarm AM.
That's the alarm.
Alarm.
So you've got some alarm sounds, so that's like a buzzer sort of thing.
Alarm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is.
Alarm.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a twin bell alarm clock. No, like an old-fashioned alarm clock sound.
Alarm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that sound is. Some of the sounds are a bit hard to explain, really.
Alarm.
And I think you should all know what that is. The cuckoo, which is its default position when you power it on.
Alarm.
But I'm going to keep it on that sound. I like that.
Clock hour, 10.
And then you've got the settings for the clock there.
Clock minute, 30. Clock AM.
And then
It's 10:30 AM.
final press means announces the time, which means you're back out on the menu system, and you're back on the time display. So pretty basic settings there. And as I say, you've got the volume control.
It's 10:30 AM.
That is actually quite loud for something like this. Let's put it down on low.
10:30 AM.
You can hear the real difference there. And I love the voice as well. So you can tell how.
10:30 AM. It's 10:30 AM.
See, it sounds very natural. You know, it's a British voice. It's an English voice. It's an RNIB branded product, so it's within the UK. So I should imagine it's going to be like that. You know, it sounds very natural, very human compared to a lot of other talking clocks that would have synthetic American voices. So that's quite cool. So I like that. We'll bring in the next one. This is the talking communi-clock, again made by RNIB. This one's completely different in design, but you can see that you've got the RNIB logo. There's even a reset button. So you've got the speaker on the front. You've even got the volume control on the front of this one. Now, it's got pretty much the same features as the Cube clock, but this one also has the date. Hold on, I'll just turn up that volume a little bit so you can hear it.
The time is 10:32 AM. The date is 10 May 2019, Friday.
So if you just press the button quickly like this,
The time is 10:32 AM.
like that, and then if you just press and if you press and hold
The
it,
time is 10:32 AM. The date is 10 May 2019,
you
Friday.
get the time and the date. And there's a big round button on the top, just like the Cube one. This one has more of a black and white, so it's the top half of the body is white, and this bottom bit is black, and I think it's got black buttons as well. Now this one actually has a DC power input, so you can actually run this on the mains, which is quite interesting. The Cube one does not have that. You've got the same two controls on the bottom. This is on the underside of the unit, and there's the battery compartment. Again, 4 AA batteries, but this is a more basic sort of battery compartment. It's not a battery cartridge like the Cube one has. It's just, they just sit straight in there like you normally see on devices. And this actually has a reset button on it, so if you have any malfunctions or something, you can press this with a pin or something like that and it will reset it. Mode, so you've got mode and set, again a square button and a circle button, but it's got like a square accent around the two buttons. So the actual buttons, so that's a square one, which is mode, and the circle one is set. So if I press
announce off,
you've got announcement,
alarm on,
and you've got alarm on and off.
Alarm hour 7, hour 8.
Yeah, there's the alarm time. So if you want to adjust it, you press the circle button like that.
Alarm minute 59.
And if you want to continue to cycle through your settings with the mode button.
Alarm.
Yeah, pretty much the similar sort of sounds, but they sound a little bit different. So I'll show you. Press the set button, circle button to change them.
Alarm. Alarm.
Very similar sort of sounds, but they have, you know, slightly different.
Alarm. Alarm.
Yeah, so you get the idea. And then the next one.
Clock, hour 10.
So you've got the clock,
Clock,
time.
minute 34.
Yes, you've got minute, hour, minutes, and AM and
Clock,
PM.
AM. Year 2019.
And then you've got the date setting, so that's year.
May.
And then you've got the month, it just says May.
Day 10.
And then the day.
The time is 10:34 AM. The date is 10 May 2019, Friday.
And again, the final press takes you back to the time function, the home position. So just pressing the set button will give you your alarm time.
Alarm on 9:59 AM.
And it makes the chosen alarm sound as well when you do that. And then it says whether the alarm's on or not. It will say alarm on or alarm off, and then it will announce the alarm time. So it is quite good. I like this. I like the design of this one. It's you know, it's more rectangular or square straight at the front, and then it's more curved. You see, it's curved at the back, and that's where your DC power. That's where your external power adapter goes in. Right there. See, it says on the front, talking communi-clock, and it's got the RNIB logo on the bottom. And then you've got CE there. That's on the battery cover. Now, I do believe RNIB I don't think they sell this anymore, and I don't think they sell the Cube one anymore. I think RML695 did mention on his video that they were saying something about discontinuing the Cube clock. I don't know if they discontinued this one as well. I think they've been selling it for quite a long time, the communi-clock, and I think the talking Cube clock's been on the market for quite a long time as well, for longer than I can remember. And I think the modern version of the talking communi-clock is radio controlled. I think that's right. I think I've seen one on YouTube at some point that's radio controlled, exactly the same as this, but I think it sets itself. This one isn't radio controlled. I think this is one of the older models. This one, I think, because when you power it on, the date defaults to the 1st of January 2006. And the time defaults to 12 AM, of course. But the funny thing is, the alarm defaults to 6 AM. I'm not sure why they did that. The funny thing for the Cube clock as well, the Cube clock, when you first power it on, you first put batteries in it, the time defaults to 8 AM and the alarm defaults to 6 AM. I don't know why they did that. And the only downside to this is, and the YouTube user RML695 has mentioned this on his video as well, that this apparently has a cheap quartz crystal in it. So after a while, the time will be like a few minutes off, after maybe a few days or something like that, or a few weeks. So you would have to reset it, recalibrate it every now and again. But the talking communi-clock, yeah, I think it keeps time a bit better than the Q clock. So if you want an RNIB talking clock, I would recommend go for the talking communi-clock. It's got a few more features there. It's got the date on it, so it's got an extra feature there, the date, and it's also mains powered as well as battery powered. So they're both pretty good, but I would recommend the talking communi-clock. If you don't, that's if you don't mind the Q clock, where you would have to reset it every now and again, every time you find it a little bit, a few minutes off after a long while, because you know. But yeah, I think they are both pretty good. So I think that's pretty much. I think that's pretty much all I want to show you for these two. So, if anybody has any comment, if anybody would like to know more about these things, feel free to let me know. But yes, and again, yeah, and again, no posting any inappropriate comments about how many talking clocks I have, because I do this for collectible purposes. I don't buy them to waste my money. I do them for collectible purpose. And these were actually given to me, actually. I should mention that they were actually given to me when both of them. I've had this one since 2015, November 2015, but I've had this one for just over a week. So they're pretty neat. So with all that said, I shall end this video here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and turn on push notifications. And as always, see you very soon.